This is amazing. Welcome to Season 1 of Caregiver Tea Time. It's called Let's Get It Together, and it's going to be about our emotions and giving our emotions the respect they deserve so that we can be the caregiver that we want to be and that our loved one needs. So today I have so many things to share. This episode is going to be about something called EBT, or Emotional Brain Training. I'm going to share a few of the EBT skills that I've used. They helped me out when I was super stressed and an emotional wreck. And since I've been working on this podcast, I've been using these skills and it's been great. I'm so glad I did because doing this podcast is not an easy thing for me to do. So I'm going to give you some background information and explain some of the important terms that you'll need to know in order to kind of understand what I'm talking about. But I want to make it clear that this is an introduction to EBT. I'm not a certified provider, but I was part of the provider program for several years. And I remember I was on the phone call when the 5 brain states of EBT were named. I believe it can help anyone who feels that it speaks to their heart. It definitely speaks to mine, and that's why I'm sharing it today. If you have a way of taking notes, that's great, but if not, just relax and listen, because all the needed information is provided on my Caregiver Tea Time website. And at the end of today's podcast, I have a special message. I'm going to dive right in by sharing how I learned about EBT, and then I'll take time to teach you one of the skills that I used. In my career as a registered dietitian, my specialty was weight management. I loved helping people figure out how to eat the best diet for them, and I was always looking for ways to help my patients turn off that drive to overeat and turn on the drive to take care of themselves and do the right thing so they could reduce the harmful effect that stress can have on our lives. Well, one year I took a continuing education class from Laurel Mellin. Laurel is a fellow dietitian who has devoted her life to addressing childhood obesity and today's epidemic of stress and depression. One thing you need to know about dietitians like Laurel and me is that we love to know the science behind what's going on in our bodies. I tell you this because I want you to understand that the EBT skills are based on scientific breakthroughs. In the past 20 years, we've learned so much more about our brains and our emotions, and many of what they've learned recently contradicts what was long accepted. Having said that, this podcast is going to delve into the skills and not so much the scientific terms. I just want to share this information in the simplest way and give you direction so that you can learn more about it if you want to. So my basic understanding of EBT is this. We have a thinking brain and a feeling brain. The thinking brain is in the front of our head. In fact, you can kind of knock on your forehead and there it is. The feeling brain is underneath it and it's located somewhere between our ears. So if you were to take the palms of your hands and put them over your ears, you could say, "Hello, emotional brain, I know you're in there somewhere." Well, the emotional brain or feeling brain, and I'll use both of these words for the same thing, is the brain that's in control. It doesn't matter how much we try to think our way through things. When we're under stress, everything defaults to the feeling brain. And our feeling brain always wins, no matter what we think we know. Unless we take time to step back and use our thinking brain to take a moment just to check in with our feeling brain and try to tap into what's happening. And then let the thinking brain translate that into words. And isn't that what we all want, is to be heard and recognized and listened to? And even more than that, we want to be understood. So let's give this gift to ourselves. And We can do that with EBT. Here's the first skill for how to get your thinking brain to check in with your feeling brain. First, you want to take a nice, deep breath. You want to breathe through your nose and out through your mouth, or whatever feels most comfortable for you. Then put your shoulders back, lift your chin slightly, and then just warmly observe yourself and really see yourself in the present moment, just as you are. So now we want to name our brain state, and there's 5 brain states. If you are a 1, you feel great. In fact, you feel wonderful, and there's a glow about you. If you are a 2, you still feel good. In fact, you could still feel great, but you just don't have that glow. If you are a 3, you feel pretty good, but you could have some stressful things going on, and you're starting to wonder how long you'll be able to keep things together. And if you're at a 4, you're starting to feel, or you are feeling, very overwhelmed. There is too much going on, too much to think about. It's just more than your brain can handle right now, and you feel very stressed. If you are a 5, which I'll say that I spent a lot of time in brain state 5, you can't think, or you just think the same thoughts over and over again without getting anywhere. It's total overwhelm, and you're stressed out, and you don't know what to do. But at the same time, I'd have this feeling that I had to do something, or I would go crazy, or shut down and just go numb. So let's say you are at a brain state 5. What's next? Laurel calls it spiraling up. Each number from 1 to 5 has its own tool, but today I'm going to give you the tool for what to do when you find yourself at brain state 5. This is called the damage control tool. You start by taking another deep breath, and then you say these 3 phrases: do not judge, minimize harm, know it will pass. Do not judge, minimize harm, know it will pass. Do not judge, and I won't judge myself or others. Minimize harm. Oh my gosh, I want that other piece of cake, but I'm not going to do it. And know it will pass. You know, it's just a brain state, and I won't always feel this way. So now, what are the words I need to hear? It could be something like, I'm not perfect, or this is really hard, or I feel so rejected, but I'm not going to reject myself. And after you've said the words you need to hear, just notice how your body feels now. Maybe it's relief. Hopefully it's compassion. Maybe there's a smile on your face that wasn't there before. Just notice it. Each state has a different tool, and if these tools seem interesting to you, I hope you will consider learning more about EBT, and you can do that by going to my website, where you'll get all the information you need. And now my special message for caregivers of AYAs, and you know who you are. And for those of you who don't know what AYA stands for, it's adolescents and young adults. These are people between the ages of 15 and 39, dealing with cancer or other life-threatening illnesses. This age group has special needs, as do their caregivers. When I was a caregiver for an AYA, I didn't know if I was supposed to be his mother, his friend, his health advocate, his travel companion, his secretary, his boss. He needed all of those things. And I have to give myself a lot of compassion for all those challenges we face together. I look back and I think, why in the heck didn't I use my EBT skills? They are wonderful. But I was at a brain state 5 for much of the time, and when you're in brain state 5, there's just no way to spiral up without support. And support is an essential part of EBT. So I hope the skills you heard about today can help you on your journey. I think I'm ready to wrap it up, but I want to share that at the end of our group EBT sessions, there was one thing we always did. We'd stand up and we'd put our hands over our heads and we'd all say the same thing. So how about stand up now if you can and put your hands over your head and say, I take care of my health and happiness. And go, yes. And for Caregiver Tea Time, we'll say, cheers.
Nothing but the good things, nothing but the good things in this world, living in my heart. Nothing but the good things, nothing but the good things in this world, living in my heart. Living in my heart. Living in my heart.
Caregiver Tea Time was recorded at the Coop Studio, Irvington, New York, engineered by Sammy Wags and produced by Bianca Grooves.